and welcome to The Silver Lining, the weekly geekly talk show where we discuss any number of geeky topics that may have come up during the week. Only got a couple this week, so I'm excited to actually have some. Hang on, I didn't put my phone on vibrate. I have to put my phone on vibrate. Okay. But hello everybody. I hope you have had a good week. I don't know, it feels like it's been light. Hey, Kai Linux cast. Yeah, I feel like it's just been light. I don't know, like I think there have been a couple of things that have popped up. It's funny because I thought about the Metroid Prime 4, like talking about that. And then we did that last week. I think the Metroid Prime 4 news came out like right before the show. I don't remember if it was Friday or if it was even that Thursday, but like I remember being able to talk about it, like, wow, this is like the most up to date topic. I think maybe we've had like one or two times where the topic came up an hour before the show started. All right. Just wanted to make sure we're up and running. But hey, Linux, what's happening? I don't know. How's it going? It's going better than it's been. I've been on vacation from work this week. So I did a lot of hanging around, and I wanted to do a lot of streaming. I wanted to, be posting and be like, have a social media presence while I didn't leave the house because it's a staycation, which I like. I like staycations, but I like to do things during those staycations. And Monday morning, I went and I had some dental work. I had some extractions done, and it was painful. It was pain, and I don't mean to scare anybody. It actually wasn't. I won't get into to details, but I can tell you that it wasn't actually that bad until they got to like one tooth and it just refused to come out. But it hurts. So it was hurting. So I couldn't talk. I didn't stream on Monday. I didn't stream on Tuesday just because I couldn't really talk. I'd be kind of talking like this the whole time, and I didn't really want to do that. So I didn't do the stream. And then Wednesday I was gonna stream, but I think I passed out. Like I expected to start a stream at 2:00. Which is my normal. I don't normally stream on Wednesdays, but Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday I started 2 p.m. I passed out at some point. I think I woke up at 4. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm not streaming today, or at least then. But I did stream yesterday. I streamed early this morning, which was like a 6-hour stream. That was fun. I am envious of full-time streamers, especially the ones that get to stream early on in the day, early in the morning. I very much enjoyed that this morning. I started it was a little earlier than I would normally intend to start because I started at 3. It was like 3:45 maybe in the morning. I was awake. I didn't sleep at all last night, so I was kind of awake, and I woke up at 3:00. So here's my early morning. I was up and I came upstairs at about 2:45 to 2:30. Actually, I'd say it was about 2:30. I was gonna stream. I'm like, I'm awake. Nobody's expecting me to stream. This is fun. I like doing the late night streams. So I go to start, and I wanted to start streaming TurboGrafx and PC Engine games. So I go to set everything up. My monitor doesn't detect 480i. Like, it detects it and it says that it's an invalid format and it has to be something else. So I'm like, all right, well, that kind of sucks. So I fiddle with it. I try and figure out what's going on. I think the power supply to my turbo, I have a turbo CD, it's dead. So I have to figure out if it's the power supply or if it's the system itself, but I have to go and get that done, which sucks because I already have to go. I have a Turbo Express portable. The capacitors are dead. So all I get is like a blank screen. So now I have to take them both in. So I couldn't do that. So I ended up streaming a Journey to Silius on the NES, and then we did a couple other things. I switched over to Stardew Valley, which my town is very big in Stardew Valley. Well, my farm. I mean, I put so much stuff on it. Like it's growing exponentially. It's great. It's just I feel like I'm getting to the end of Stardew Valley. Not the end of Stardew Valley, but I'm running out of things that are interesting to me to do. Like I'm wooing Maru, so we're almost done there. We're gonna get married soon. Um, I I'm trying to save up. There's the two biggest items in the game are the scepter, which is like 2 million gold, and there's a clock, or the gold clock. I think is like 10 million gold. I I don't even care about the gold clock. I do want the scepter, but I feel like once I get it, I'm gonna be like, okay. I mean, I have like 95 to 100 hours in the game, so it's great. And it was a donation too, which is very awesome. So thank you for the donation. Yeah, I feel like I'm. My hope was that I would play this game. Thank you so much for the hosts, guys. Autumn Clearwater and now Linux. Um, I feel like I wanted Stardew Valley to last me until whatever Animal Crossing came out. I don't know that it'll make it to when Animal Crossing comes out, which I assume is probably going to be. Uh, some people are saying April. Grant me power. Thank you so much for the 100 bits. Hey, Uncle, can't believe you went on at 3 a.m. 3 a.m. and stayed up. That's technically this morning. And stayed. We streamed for 6 hours. I don't know how much of that you were there for. That was a 6 hour stream. Excuse me. But hello again, Linux, Latimer, Dragon Knight, Lilac, Flipnote, what's going on? I can't stick around, still trying to do that gift art for someone. Not a problem. I appreciate you stopping in, though. Feel free to have us on in the background. Water pick flosser plus regular floss plus brushing plus mouthwash. Complex at-home maintenance routine that works well. Yeah, Linux, it's a mess in here. The bottom line is it's kind of a mess in here. I'll be honest with you, it's almost a bit embarrassing for me, but it is a mess in there. When I was at the dentist and getting everything like first overlooked, like I have decided that this year especially is going to be the biggest year that I'm going to go to the dentist and make sure everything's taken care of, which is going to be like a year-long work. They're like, oh, you have to brush twice a day and you have to do this, and they're pushing it down my throat, and it's like, yeah, okay, that's not going to fix what's going on now. If I go home and brush twice a day, is all of this mess going to be fixed? Like, no, of course not. Like, yes, I get it, and I have started doing the morning and night brushing. I try to remember the night brushing. I don't always do, but I started doing that. But like, I still have stuff that I need to take care of. I hate when my flux capacitor goes. Rocky Bear, isn't that the worst? No. Rocky Bear, the biggest danger is remembering an extra stick of plutonium or whatever. Yeah, but they were like sticks. Remember, it was like a glass jar, but then it was like a thing inside. Yeah. Hey, De Niro, what's going on? Autumn. Just a quick question. Current topic. I was just going over a little bit of my week, talking about what was happening, and just I'm much better now. I'm able to open my mouth. I'm able to actually chew food, which is great. You don't miss chewing food. Six refical. I always think it's refical. Hang on, there we go. Yeah, 6. I know we generally call you 6, but I wanted to try and say your name. Thank you so much for the invitation to the host club. But yeah, I finally was feeling better, so I was like, I wanted to stream, and we ended up streaming for a long time. But I think my rant was that I'm jealous of the people who, and I'm not afraid to admit it. And I'm not jealous in the way of like these people suck. I'm jealous of the people who are able to stream full time, because I love that. This morning was great, like having the 6 hour stream. I do 3 hour streams a day, 3 days a week, and then the 2 hours today, and it's great. I love it. But having the 6 hour stream, like if what happened this morning was my job, how awesome would that be? Yes, it's a lot of work. There's a lot of other stuff that goes on behind it, but the actual, like, the in front of camera stuff was fantastic, and I love that stuff. So I would love to be a full-time streamer, but it's just I don't. Realistically, I need cash coming in order to replace the cash from my job. Want to hear a crazy story? My bus got into an accident, and now we're so off schedule. I doubt I'll make my next bus. Oh God. I like to go health equals wealth. Glad you're taking care of it. Don't be embarrassed. It's motivating to hear go. Yeah, I decided that this year was going to be a year that I really try and focus on myself outside. Like, a lot of people make the resolution of, oh, I'm gonna start working out. I'm gonna start doing this and that. I doubt I'm going to start working out again. I really doubt that I'm gonna get into all of that. But one important way for people to take care of themselves is to go to the doctors and make sure that they're all taken care of. Go to the dentist, so I think that's what I'm going to focus on this year, is making sure that I make my appointments and go and when they tell me I need to do something, actually do it. That way, if I fall apart, it's their fault. This week was the worst week I've had in a long time, but it's over now. Latimer, when your week is terrible, you wait for the silver lining. Of course. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Rye, what's happening? Arwing, what's happening? I seriously wish that audio only mode worked in the background on my phone. It doesn't work. Hell, I got a notification for your morning stream while I was sleeping, and it scared the crap out. It doesn't help. I have the werehog scream as my the one where he falls. Your sleep schedule would be terrible. What's a sleep schedule? Nah, you would really need a sleep schedule. Well, no, I wouldn't stream. Like as a professional streamer, I wouldn't stream from 4 a.m. to 10. I would more likely stream something like 8 or 9 a.m. Probably 9 a.m. or 12. Ooh, maybe 12 to 6. Something like that. I honestly, in all seriousness, I would rather do, and I can't because I have other commitments, like 4 p.m. to 10. If streaming was my job, 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. here, I think would be a great schedule for me. I would love that schedule. I really want to listen while I talk on Discord and read fanfics. I just want to get through the day without feeling like I want to. Well, Jeffersonia, that's. I don't think you. I think that you might think that, but I think the idea is just that you want whatever's bothering you to stop, and that's always, that's something everybody wants. I know, and I don't mean to say that to diminish. One thing I like to do is I don't want to say something like that to diminish what you're feeling. I like to say stuff like that so that you understand that there is another way to look at it, and that's the way other people are able to look at it. So, this way it feels like there's more options, and I know it sounds silly, but, rather than just like, I want this all to be over in one particular way, I want this all to be over in another particular way. That's why, but you're going to therapy regularly. That's an important thing. It's not only important that you're getting help. One important thing about therapy is that it's not only important that you're getting help, it's important that you are acknowledging that you need help. The whole 12-step program, the first rule everybody knows is to admit that you have a problem. And going to therapy helps you doubly because, yes, you are talking to somebody and getting the help that you need in order to make it through, but you're also admitting just by going that maybe you can't do this on your own. And the reality is that we can't do this on our own. There are not a lot of people out there out of the 7.2 billion people or whatever live on the planet that can do all of this life by themselves. So it's important to understand that. Sometimes it may look like people are able to do it. Like, I know that the idea of going to therapy bothers some people because they think, how is it that so many other people don't go to therapy? But then there's a small subsection of people that do. Those people that don't go to therapy probably have strong support systems behind them in their family and their friends. So I'm willing to bet you a lot of them do go to therapy and just don't tell anybody. Nobody is doing it alone. And if you don't have a structure of people that are willing to help you, that are able to help you, that's not anything to be embarrassed about. But it is important that you do find a way to get some help. Is that? Oh, there we go. Oh no. Allow that. It blocked you for the naughty word. You said heck on him. Sending positivity your way, absolutely. We're all pixels, baby. You know how it is. If you go missing, we'll miss you. I can't find my keys. I wish someone finds black material in the street. Yeah, there's always that's the De Niro. That is the where the hell? Oh, there it is. Oh, sorry, Linux. It automatically blocks links. Just let me know if you want to link something. Sorry about that. And the 5 seconds is usually just so that people can read the message. Yeah, I didn't post on the. Oh, you know what you did? Somebody did this before. You typed a word with a period at the end of it, but didn't space after it, so it looks like a link. Yeah, I accidentally had a period between two words. Yeah, it's the goofiest thing, but I don't know. I feel like I should turn off that link blocking. I don't know. Hey, made it home like 5 hours ago. Oh, well, 5 hours ago, then you caught the end of the last stream. Which, yeah, I think that was about 5 hours ago. All right. Wait. I forget now that I actually have a system set up for stuff. Pictures. Hang on. Yes. Open with. Watch this. It's a ghetto system, but it works. There we go. Okay. There'll be nothing but lewds in chat. Oh, De Niro, I wish you would have told me that. I would have turned it off sooner. I want to get into our I only have like 2 topics, and then we can do some viewer topics. Hopefully you guys have some good questions or anything. By the way, viewer topics, I want to make sure that everybody knows. I want to reiterate it every once in a while. Viewer topics doesn't just mean like topics that came up during the week. If you have questions for me or anything, that's basically it's like viewer topic Q&A really. If you have topics that you want to bring up, that's fantastic. If you have questions that you want to ask me, that's great. But yeah, I want to make sure that everybody knows that. I get it every once in a while where people are afraid to ask me a question. It's like, oh, we have an actual section for that. For the first topic, the reports are, I don't know if it's still rumored or it's expected. They're talking about a Switch Mini coming out at some point this year. I wanted to just discuss it because I wanted to see if there was a Switch Mini, what we think it should be, what we're looking for. I would like to say that I am not a fan of the idea of a Switch Mini. I would have gone the other way, a Switch XL. Hey guys, been attending stream. Haven't been attending streams much since classes started again, but I can stay for a bit for this. No problem, Minion. Thank you for stopping in. Glad to have you here. Hey, porn sells. Yeah, and especially when I'm buying. Yeah, I don't like the idea of a Switch Mini. I really don't, and it's Why do we need a Switch Mini? Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm going to answer that question first. I'm going to answer that question first. I'm not entirely sure that we do, but I do see a market for it. There is a market out there for it. Was it confirmed rumor? Is it confirmed rumor? Hang on, let me look this up. What do you want from a Switch Mini? When was it confirmed rumor? I'm not seeing anything here that says well, Nintendo won't release a Mini anytime soon. Like, yeah, it launches mid-20. I'm seeing back and forth. I'm seeing like conflicting reports. The Switch was a tad lighter, handheld, more comfortable, smaller screen that would put strain on my eyes. Here's the market that I see for the Switch Mini. First of all, Japanese market, they love their handhelds. So the rumor confirmation. I don't know. I'm seeing articles from like half an hour ago that are talking about it in one way or another. But honestly, we're not even. This is not even like a news channel, so we're not like confirming or denying it. I just kind of wanted to talk about it. The Japanese market loves their handhelds, so right off the bat, that's a great market for it. It's smaller, it's more portable, it's easier to carry, so that is good for a lot of people. Check official Nintendo Twitter, Switch Micro. There are people who think that it's still too big. See, so the problem with the Switch that I have is people call it a handheld, and I don't like the term handheld because handheld makes it sound like it's supposed to be a handheld system. To me, the Switch is a portable system. It can be played handheld because of the way they designed it, but typically the idea is just that it's easier to move around from place to place. You know, it's built so that you can sit it somewhere, take the controllers off, and play it. That's not a handheld. That's a portable system. So I always preferred, even from day one, when we finally saw it, it was like January 12th, 2 years ago. I don't know why I know that. That to me, everybody was calling it a handheld, and I was saying that it looks portable to me, but not handheld. I don't call it that. A mini, a smaller version, would be a legitimate handheld one. Make it so that the Joy-Con don't disconnect from, or not even that there's a Joy-Con. Make it so that they don't disconnect from the system. I think there are a lot of people that would meet. I like the fact that the Joy-Con comes off into two separate controllers. I have never used that function. I've had the system since almost day one. I've never used that function, so I don't need it. I have a Switch Pro controller for my controllers. Nobody comes over. You're holding it in your hand, aren't you? Yeah, this is it, everybody. This is the Switch Mini. This is it. Oh, my God. This is going to be I'll cover this. This is like the clickbaity thumbnail for the video. I will check the official Nintendo Twitter. I want to see if so the Nintendo Twitter actually blatantly denied. Hang on. Switch Mini. Let's see. Nintendo blatantly denies Switch Mini because that's what I need. Until I see a tweet or message or anything where someone from actual Nintendo actually says there is not a Switch Mini, I will still say that it's a rumor. Every system is handheld, really. Yeah. Well, Jeffersonia, handheld playable, because if you're calling the OG Xbox handheld, that's barely just regular handheld. They lost the court case, had to compensate the man who patented the touchscreen. Okay. The Switch is classified as a mixed console. Yeah, handheld, portable, attached to TV. Like 99% of the time I play the Switch, it's on the TV, and if I do play it anywhere else, I detach the controllers. and make it stand on the stand. Which that stand is trash, by the way. The little stand. Mine is messed up. My little it's busted. It doesn't close. I had a piece of tape over it. Hasn't Nintendo I put the Switch back in, so now my screen came on. Hasn't Nintendo blatantly denied things in the past that ended up being real? Yeah, they could easily deny it and say, hey, Autumn, if you look it up and you do find it, let me know before you post the link so that it doesn't time you out. A Switch Mini might be a good way for parents who own a Switch and want something daisies for their kids so they can play on their own. Yeah, I see a market for it. You know, even with its portability, I see people who try and see the Switch as a handheld and say that it's too big to be a handheld. You know, oh my God, that thing is too big. I'm not going to put that in my pocket and go somewhere. All right, well, nobody's telling you to put it in your pocket. They sell cases for it or whatever. But if your intention is to put it in your pocket and take it somewhere, you could with a Switch Mini. I still don't like the idea. I think that they should be going up. I think that the system should be getting more powerful. It should stay larger. I have argued multiple times that while the 3DS, I think that the 3DS should be starting to get scaled back. I personally just don't like it because it's too small for me at this point, especially after playing the Switch. Maybe if I had like a 3DS XL or something where the screen is bigger, but I don't, so all I have is the OG 3DS, so it's too small for me. So I see a market for it, but I do wish it was bigger. I wish that the Switch, I like the size of the Switch as far as the screen and everything. If it was a little bit thicker, I don't think it would affect the portability too much, but you can fit a little more tech in there. You could fit a bigger heat pipe or something. You could do something that makes it function a little bit better. You know, so I like that. I think that a Switch XL would be the way to go as opposed to a Switch Mini. They stated if it were to be. Oh, wait. They're saying, from what I have seen in articles, latest as of November 2018. That's the thing. This is brand new news. So 2018 is not is outdated, especially in the world of the internet where news moves a mile a minute. That would be them denying it is old news to me. That they were not considering it. Yeah, I wouldn't believe that for a second. That's why this whole Switch Mini thing is new. This is brand new information that is coming up. Put my Switch in my cargo pockets, no problem. I mean, I have a carrier. Here's a weird thing. This is a weird thing for me. So you guys can help me out with this. If you're moving somewhere long distance, you're not walking to the corner store or anything like that. If you are headed out for work, if you were headed out to run errands or something like that, do you guys not, do people not carry bags? Like, I've always, ever since high school, it has always been in my mind that when I leave the house, I take a bag with me. It's always a backpack. That's just always been the way. Like, I go to work, I run errands, like I have a bag with me because you have to take stuff with you. Sometimes you have to bring stuff home. Like, it's always just, I've always done that. Yeah, no information from Nintendo either way. So I am choosing to take that as confirmed rumor. Yeah, I always have a bag with me. Like, that's something that I've always done. So the idea of putting my Switch into a case that is not much bigger than the Switch itself and sticking it in my bag is not weird. I mean, without putting myself in any danger, in my bag, I've always got my Switch and my tablet. They're always with me. Again, other than I run somewhere really fast. I go down the street to the store or something like that. I run to the supermarket. But if I'm out for the day, yeah, I take a backpack with me. I have several backpacks. I just don't have the room for them, but I think if I were like rich and had the big room, you know how people have the big room with all the shoes and everything, I would have backpacks. I love them. Sorry for putting it out to the middle of the conversation. Just popped in my head with NES, SNES, and PS1 Classic. What other consoles? We actually did that, Phoenix. We did that before. We talked about that. We talked about some older retro systems. I would love a Saturn. N64 is fine, but I think maybe a GameCube Mini, but we wouldn't go any past that. Yeah, if you look back, we did a topic about that a while ago. I always leave stuff in the trunk of my car, neat and possibly in a bag. But yeah, but then Rocky Bear, like, I don't know. I go to the store, and like if I have to go to the mall, for instance, and I got to grab a couple of different things, if they're small things, I'll get them in a bag and then I'll throw it in my backpack. I don't know. I've always had a bag with me. If I run errands with my folks, I do put my Switch in a bag sometimes. Yeah, exactly. That's why. So the idea that the Switch is too big to be portable, yes, it's too big to be a handheld that you stick in a regular pocket and go somewhere, like you do with your phone. But I don't want that. I want bigger. I want something, an XL. Like I said, an XL that's a little bit thicker would be just as easy to carry around as the current Switch is, but would have more power to it. I think that's more interesting. I think that's more interesting than a Switch Mini. But I'm not the market for a Switch Mini. I think there are other markets for it. I think that, in all honesty, a Joy-Con that doesn't detach would be a great market for kids. A slightly more durable system with Joy-Con that doesn't detach, I think would be perfect for kids. The 2DS. I think the 2DS, when they released that, not the folding one, not the folding 2DS, the big flat one. I think one of the goals there was that it would be marketed towards kids because it was a more durable system, which I thought was very cool. I do miss the clamshell when it comes to that. I know that there is a clamshell 2DS, which that's a system I would like because I didn't use the 3D stuff anyway. It hurt my eyes. So I liked the 2DS with the larger screens. I thought that was pretty cool with the clamshell design. When I run over the road, don't take my bag. I feel like if I leave for more than a few minutes and I don't have a backpack or something with me, I do kind of feel like I feel like I'm missing something. I worry if I go too far without my bag, I spend the time worrying that I forgot my bag somewhere. I usually only take my Switch on the plane or another room at home. I've yet to see someone on the train or bus with them. I've seen people on the train with them. I work at a train station, and I've seen people in the station with them. That's not common just because of the kind of people that come in the morning. But I have seen them there. But yeah, I have been places where I've seen them very portable. Hey, Mr. Sonic. A room filled with shoes. An old dream of mine. Yeah, see, Rocky, I might have a few different pairs of sneakers if I was rich like that, but I would have a bunch of backpacks. Maybe I'll have a pair of shoes to go with every backpack. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if a launch date of the Switch Mini was either a true launch date or just a direct. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they would do. I didn't see an actual date. I saw that there was like a general range for the Switch Mini, but I didn't see an actual solidified date, which I wouldn't mind seeing. That would be kind of interesting. All I know is I keep hearing rumors of an April release for Animal Crossing, and that's really all I care about. Once Animal Crossing comes out, I'm pretty good. I won't need any other games for a while. Stardew Valley. Sorry, Stardew. You're going wayside. I put mine in a case and in my bag. Yeah, 6. I have the... Do I have it with me? No. No, I have one of the first ones that came out, the black one with the very very hard to see Nintendo Switch logo on it. I have that, and like the little thing, you open it up and there's like a little lip that folds out. Yeah, that's what I have. I throw it in there, and before I had that, I was wrapping it in a T-shirt, which apparently is not an uncommon thing. But yeah, I was wrapping. I would put the Switch down, I put the shirt down, and put the Switch, and then wrap the whole thing in a T-shirt, and then throw it in my bag. Seizures. Okay. My door's like creaking, and I'm pretty sure Sage is outside. He's watching me. Sage is out like, meow, 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 meow. I'm a college student, so so I have a backpack everywhere. See, yeah, Autumn, and that's sort of where I learned it from. I got that from high school, and then when I finished high school, I went to work, and I started doing things like. So I never really had a moment where I didn't feel like I felt like I didn't need a backpack in life. I needed something to carry things throughout the day. So it just became a backpack. For a while, it was a delivery bag, like the single strap delivery bag. I had one of those. I had a single strap delivery bag for years. I would cycle through them. The one that got stolen from me, which is to this day is one of my biggest disappointments, was that this bag got stolen. We had a car broken into while we were in the movie theater. This is a long time ago. And they stole my bag, which was in there. It was the Dreamcast bag. I don't know if I can... Dreamcast... Hang on. I'm pretty sure I can find the exact bag. This one. Save image. Hang on. Open with this one? No? Is it this one? Wait, hold on. Close that one. This one. Ah, it's so in your face. This bag. This was my bag that I used to carry. Brought down to a. I would love an April release, but I feel like a bit later. Yeah, I feel like it should be. I feel like it should be later in the year for Animal Crossing. It's been brought down to a mid-May launch for the supposed Switch Mini. Hey, my baby. But yeah, I think, I don't know. I don't like the Switch Mini idea. You can't get your ticket until you beat me in Smash. I need that woman from Skyrim to carry my... Oh, yeah, I forget what her name was. All right, so yeah, we're not talking about the Dreamcast bag, so... But yeah, so I've always had a bag on me. So the idea of needing a more portable Switch is irrelevant to me. I'm back. What'd I miss? Backpack. How about that? I have a question. What are the normal items you have in your backpack? Nothing really weird. Since I started growing my hair out, I now carry 2 hairbrushes. One that's like a wide tooth. For anybody that has longer hair, it's like a wide tooth brush for getting through, and then I have a regular brush for a little more upkeep. I carry my tablet. I usually bring my Switch places. Now since my Joy-Con are dying, I bring my Pro Controller with me. And then a few things here and there. Like I've always got random stuff in my bag too, as weird as it sounds. I keep a couple of plastic utensils. I don't know why. You know those little plastic utensils that it's like the plastic wrap, and then inside is a napkin and a knife and a spoon or something. I have a couple of those in my bag. I don't know why. I do have a full set of Dungeons & Dragons dice in my bag. I don't know. And I carry Zombie Dice. There's a game called Zombie Dice. Just because you never know when you're gonna need a fun time to break out. And I'm pretty sure Zombie Dice makes for a good drinking game. Don't cough on the stream, we'll catch it. I finally started growing out my hair after 28 years because no one can tell me no anymore. I'm an adult. Linux, right? Right? You can never be too prepared. Yeah, I know. That's why I keep Zombie Dice with me at all times. Flowing mane squad, sound off. Always carry deodorant. Some people smell so bad. Well, it's not like I can give it to other people. It's not like man, you stink. Here, use my deodorant. No. I mean, if I were to get into like, I don't know where I'm gonna be. Hey, Sean, what is happening, Sean? Welcome to the stream. I missed you, folks. I know we miss you too, Sean. It's a little weird not seeing your name up. Well, but I get to see it now though, so I'm pretty happy about that. I like to grow my hair out if I still can. I'm pretty sure you can. It just takes time. It takes a lot of maintenance. That's the only thing. Well, it's growing it out, you gotta sort of maintain it a little bit. Otherwise, it just looks like a mess. I started to use like hair styling gel and stuff, and it worked, for as long as it needed to. You can do that if you carry an aerosol deodorant. What?
I'm intrigued by the hair
Oh,
conversation.
talking about what I keep in my backpack regularly. Beth is like peeking in at the door, and it's hilarious and almost a little creepy. It's like she watches me when I sleep. I think that's what it is. At one point I had an entire separate backpack just for giving homeless people hygiene products. That's actually really cool. I like that. Beth used to carry extra gloves when she would go to school in the city. For the homeless people, because she didn't want to touch them. Family never let me grow my hair because of Jamaican stereotypes. Stepped away to call Spectrum. What did I miss? Not much. We were just talking about what I carry in my backpack. And just it all spawned from the idea that a Switch XL would be preferred over a Switch Mini. I mean, this conversation, I don't know. It did what it always does here. It goes off the rails. All right, let us switch gears. Let me get the next image ready. I'm trying to remember to do that. This one is going to be a weird one. Not a weird one, but what some companies do, man, they just, I don't know who's thinking or not thinking. Okay. Let's do that. Yeah, there we go. Let's talk about this. And Arwing, I saw that you had a topic. We will do the viewer topics because I don't know how much traction we're going to get out of this one because it's just there's no okay version of this. The picture's all jumbled, so unfortunately I can't read it very well. Let me do a search for it so I actually have a more clear picture. View image. Can I view the damn image? I can't find an image that works. All right, they're all like messed up. Okay. Hey Lizard, what is happening? Straight De Niro, what's going on? Okay. Ways to play Anthem. I want to be able to read this to you because the picture just looks like gibberish. Okay, so here we go. EA released a schedule for ways to play the game Anthem, which has been a long-awaited game. It looks really cool. I mean, it looks kind of cool, but at the same time, at this point, it just looks like, I don't know, it looks like Destiny. I don't know. It doesn't look like it's for me, but, you know, it's for other people. So this chart that you're seeing up here is the ways to play Anthem. What's happening is based on the version you buy, the system you buy it for, and the date, you will have different times available to start playing this game. Demo access is on February 1st for all versions, which is standard pre-order, Legion of Dawn pre-order, EA Access, Origin Access Basic, and Origin Access Premier. The last two are on just the PC. The EA Access one is on Xbox One only. And then the first two are PC, PS4, Xbox One. Early access to the full game, February 15th, 2019, only for the one at the bottom, which is Origin Access Premier for the PC. So if you have it on one of the consoles, you don't get to play it. You don't have access to the full game then. And even then, it's just early access, so there could be a bunch of problems. Online could not be working and such. Play first trial, 10 hours, is also the 15th. That's for the Xbox One and PC. That's for EA Access on the Xbox One and Origin Access Basic on the PC. Full game is... Wait, that doesn't actually make any sense. Hold on. Because then the last row is full game on February 22nd, 2019, but that's for standard and Legion of Dawn pre-orders on the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. And the other ones are just special access. Okay. And then the Origin Access Premiere. Okay, yeah. So there's this goofy release schedule for when you can play the game based on how you choose to purchase the game. I can't think of a stupider way to do a release for a game. I don't understand why you just don't have early access and game. I really don't understand that. I suppose it's not so complicated to understand. You know, depending on what you buy, you just look and you say, okay, well, I'll be able to play the demo here and then the game there. Or just wait. See here. Okay, so here's my ways to play Anthem. Are you ready? Are you ready for my way to play Anthem? Step 1, look at the chart. Step 2, look at the latest date on the chart, which is February 22nd, 2019. Step 3, ignore all other dates and wait for February 22nd, 2019. Step 4, let February 22nd go past. Don't buy the game because you've got so many other games to play, like Kingdom Hearts 3 and Resident Evil 2 and whatever else comes out. And a year from now, go to the store and buy the complete edition of the game. There you go. There's your... That's how to play Anthem on your system of choice. It's just not interesting to me to do that. Why do you think... This is Smash Brothers. If you would have released some weird sort of chart on how to play Smash Brothers, people would have gone berserk, but they would have followed that chart like it was their religion. This is Anthem. It looks just like half of these other games that come out from them. It looks like Destiny. It looks like Battlefield. It looks like Call of Duty with jetpacks. Like, it's, I don't know, it just looks the same. And I feel like the old man yelling at you kids in this music. It all sounds like trash. Like, that's what I see when I see a lot of these games. Like, it just, they all look the same. Everything is really dark and muted, and everything is supposed to look post-apocalyptic, whether it's a long time ago or whether it's well into the distant future. It all looks like it's supposed to be post-apocalyptic. Like, everything looks a mess. Like, it all just looks the same to me. Human Radio is playing your Anthem. I can't read that type of. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Anthem is a cheap knockoff of where EA charges you per play you start up. How many times you press a button? Yeah, I know, Straight De Niro. That's what it's going to get to. You know, we've always joked about the arcades. Arcades were the first microtransactions where you had to put a quarter in every time you wanted to press play. Well, it's coming again. If you're not 100% on it, they've got an open demo this weekend. Yeah, that's the first demo is supposed to be this weekend. Demo access. But here's the thing. All those demo accesses, according to this chart, demo access is for pre-orders. So I can't just go and play the demo right now. I would have to pre-order the game in order to have access to the demo. What? Step 5, play something else. EA is going to be around for a long time. Yeah, EA is going to be around for a long time. EA didn't do Destiny, but I'm just saying the type of gameplay. I'm just saying the whole Destiny, Titanfall, with games like that, like they all look exactly the same to me. Hey, Ace Fox. What's my Anthem? I don't know that I have a. I don't know that I have an Anthem. The spinach rag, the intermission music, for Final Fantasy VI. There you go. That's my Anthem. I am the target audience, and I am an old man yelling too. I just don't understand. It's the same game every year about a sport you go play outside. Well, no, okay, Linux. I don't mind the football as far as like you can go play outside, because let's face it, you can't go and play 11-man on 11-man football outside in all the equipment and stuff, which obviously this isn't. Playing a Madden game is not real football either, but I understand that you can't go outside and do things. When you talk about games like nice Heaven Tat, thank you, Straight De Niro. I have Earth on the other hand. When you talk about playing games like shooting games, you could go outside and play with Nerf guns, but you play shooting games because it's a different beast altogether. Like there's something different to it. So I understand the appeal to playing a sports game. What I don't understand is and unfortunately the biggest comparable example I can give to this is Pokemon. For a while they were doing a Pokemon game every single year, and I don't understand being so incredibly excited about it, even though Pokemon itself changed the game. How the game system worked, the Pokemon themselves, they would change up. But it was ultimately like every other year you were getting a new Pokemon game, and in the years in between you were getting a remake of one of the other games. That went on for a little while. So the idea of this extreme hype every year, I don't get. But I do get the hype from playing a game. Yearly Pokemon killed my interest. Titanfall's kind of unique, but they annihilated Titanfall without a single player mode initially. So then when they added a single player mode, and I think the second one had a single player mode, nobody cared. All of this just looks like EA trying to push their gaming platform. Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. That's probably exactly what's going on. Yeah, Madden won't die. Yeah, well, Madden won't die, Rocky Bear, because football won't die. So as long as there's football, there are people who want to emulate football, and they're going to do it through video games because it's the best way to do it. To be honest, Pokemon is still technically yearly releases. Yeah, and you know what? I think that's what kills my interest in it too. Like somebody said, yearly Pokemon killed my interest. Lizard said it. I'm sort of that way too. Never cared about Anthem. Well, no, Ace Fox, we kind of don't care about Anthem here. That's kind of why we're talking about it. Football, or as the rest of the world calls it, American football. Filling the Pokedex for Let's Go was way too easy, which is a shame because I liked Let's Go's system for being able to see the Pokemon and it's easier to capture them. I definitely prefer that system. Though I'll be honest, I haven't played it in a little while. I haven't gone back to it. Football has a chance of dying, not in the near future. Well, I mean, Rocky Bear, it has a chance of dying in the sense that 200-300 years from now, people might not care. But I don't think in my lifetime, or in the lifetime of anybody here watching, that we will get to a point where nobody gives a crap about football. I really don't think that's going to be the case. I'm impressed that EA scrapped that open world Star Wars game. Yeah, and isn't that the second time they've scrapped a Star Wars game? What the hell was that one game that was scrapped a while ago? Mechanical. 1313. I know the 1313 was a game that was canceled a while ago. Football is getting too political now. They'll phase that out. That'll never kill football. Mega Man Legends 3. Yeah, Star Wars 1313 was a game, but I thought they just canceled another one recently. Because that was a couple years ago. 1313 was a couple years ago. Latimer, I'll allow that message, but why? The rest of the world doesn't care about football. You know what? 6. The rest of the world doesn't care about American football. But if you badmouth somebody's soccer team in Europe, you might get punched in the face. So every area has some cluster of things that they are incredibly dedicated about, especially when it comes to sports. I hope you had a good sleep. Yeah, Elements. I went downstairs right after the stream and crashed on the couch and woke up a half an hour before this stream started. Yeah, they canceled 2. That's why there were 2 games canceled for Star Wars. I know the 1313 was from a few years ago. Were there 2 of them more recently? Wow, being punched is polite for European football fans. Isn't rugby like American football? Rugby is like American football if you took American football, took away the padding, and made the whole thing like 5 times more aggressive. One was Battlefront 3 and the other was Open World. Okay. But yeah, that's why when it comes to the whole thing about dedication to sports and all, I at the same time that America is a little crazy with that stuff, the rest of the world is crazy with that stuff too. Like I said, soccer seems to be the most widespread one. Soccer is the one that's all over Europe. It's all over South America. There's so much love for it. And I find it. I'm sorry. I may lose some viewers. I find soccer to be a little. I think the field is just too big. It's too boring. I'm watching way too much of people running and the sport not being played. And when I watch those videos of people flopping, I can't handle it. EA released less Star Wars games than any other developer before EA got the rights for Star Wars. There was one that was Uncharted-esque. They did a show off of the last E3 and okay. They even canned a KOTOR remake. Wow. If they canned a KOTOR remake, I'm surprised people didn't storm the offices. I couldn't give a crap about football. Yeah, I don't know. I like the sport. The sport itself is interesting. I think football to me is kind of like, and this conversation is way off the rails. Football to me is a lot like fan bases with other things like anime and stuff. I know people that they don't watch a lot of anime because they hear bad things about the fan bases. You know, I myself have stayed away from certain shows because the fan base is just obnoxious. I think that's what a lot of it with football is. The sport itself I find very interesting. I don't like to have to deal with fans. I don't like the idea of counting myself among them because I see the behaviors that come out of them. It's like, I'd rather be at home freaking out about a new retro game that I've never played before and have just discovered. By the way, Journey to Silius is amazing on the NES. But myself, I just don't get the appeal. You said basketball, but didn't say Jordan. Yes, Jordan, of course, is the golden age of basketball. Football used to be good, but a lot of footballers now are just overpaid actors. Yeah, Lilac, I don't know if you're talking about American football or European football or football for the rest of the world, but either way, it's true. KOTOR remake didn't get announced, but was confirmed canceled by accident. Oh, okay. Couldn't you just pretend the fan base doesn't exist? I guess, but I don't know. I like to go all in. That's my problem when it comes to trying to avoid fan bases that I don't like. I like to go all in when I experience something. So when I watch a TV show, I like to go on Twitter and talk about it. But then that draws the fans, and then it becomes a problem, and I don't want to have to deal with it. I've said before, I considered playing Earthbound on stream because I've tried to play that game 4 separate times, and I could never muster the energy to do it all the way. But I wouldn't do it because I would play it on stream. Fans would show up. They would listen to me say that I'm not enjoying this. And then they would get all pissed off. I also have a minor issue with how dangerous football is and how helmets and other stuff don't actually stop the big. Oh, yeah. Getting a football helmet, getting hit in the head while wearing a football helmet by another guy wearing a football helmet, you might as well be getting hit in the head with a baseball bat. Football manga and call it a day. There you go. Yeah. I'd argue Jordan's era is the second half of the golden age of the NBA. Magic and Bird. Well, Magic and Bird were kind of around the same. Well, Magic and Bird I know were exactly at the same time. But Jordan was like part of that. I think Jordan was on the tail end of that. Like when the Magic and Bird stuff was dying down, Jordan stuff started happening. You know what I mean? Like there was a transition from one star to the next star. You know, so it was kind of cool. But then it entered this sort of luster, and now I don't know, basketball players, it just seems like, oh, he's a famous basketball player, so we need to talk about his big house and his big car and everything. It's like, how about the fact that he plays basketball? Like, isn't that more interesting? You know, I don't need to see a 1,000 commercials with LeBron James of drinking Sprite. I want to see the guy play basketball. You know, so I don't know. That just seems to be the focus. I think for me, because I used to like basketball, and I think it dropped off for me when the All-Star game started to become a joke. And they would like back up and they would like, when I was a kid, the All-Star game was a time for 10 of the best basketball players in the league to play a game of basketball, and it was amazing. Now they're all afraid of getting hurt, so the All-Star game is a joke. But that's our sports discussion for the week. Welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us for sports talk. Jump ahead here. Why don't we have a football manga? I hear sports. Sports ball. Constantly made fun of as a kid because who didn't like any sport. Yeah, so Jeffersonia, so was I, which is why I was in the house playing games the whole time. If you don't want to deal with the Earthbound fan base, I suggest avoiding. Well, Ice Fox, I have no interest in interacting with any of it. I was just saying that if I tried to stream, then I would get a bunch of people. I'm surprised it didn't happen with Luigi's Mansion when I was streaming Luigi's Mansion and I was spending the whole time talking about how much I was not having a good time. This whole Steven Universe discussion. Yeah, well, Steven Universe was amazing. Steven Universe is a show that there are toxic fans in that fan base, but I don't interact with a whole lot of them. For the most part, I say I love Steven Universe, and I get people who are, oh my god, I love Steven Universe too. Well, you kind of did. I kind of did what? Hold on, I blasted past something there. I'd close chat while playing Earth. Yeah, see, but I don't want to do that. The whole point of streaming is that I can hang out with you guys. I didn't know how to give the ghost a good suck. Yeah, well, that's not my fault for not teaching me. Oh, the Luigi's Mansion thing. Oh, yeah, you kind of did. Yeah, but, like, you know, but Latimer, we're cool. I think Dark Souls is another game that's a pain to stream because of fans. Because the moment you don't play it the proper way, they jump down your throat. Yeah, I started playing it, and I never went back to it. I never went back to start to play it again. If you play it, they will come. Believe it or not, toxic MLP is a toxic fan base too, bro. No, the bronies are not the toxic fan base. Bronies are not a toxic fan base. Most bronies are actually pretty decent. If anything, my interaction with bronies was more people who don't. I think the people who don't like MLP were way more toxic than the people who did. Magic and Bert entered the league in '79, but they were connected the year before because they played each other at the. Yeah, I watched a special about them. It's very interesting with them. Jordan entered, yeah, and one of the two was basically in every finals during the 80s. Jordan entered in 84 and was widely considered the top 3 player by 87, arguably the best by 90, and acknowledged as ruler of the NBA. Yeah, there's no question that Jordan was the best basketball player ever in the NBA. No question of that. I couldn't give you anything even remotely considered extensive as far as basketball knowledge, and I can tell you that watching Michael Jordan play was amazing to see it when it was actually happening. I streamed Dark Souls 2 and not a hater was spotted, but I'm not popular enough for haters. Yeah, I only really get haters when I played Fortnite, and that's just because Fortnite drew a lot of random people, which is fine, but yeah, that's when I would get like, why aren't you doing this? It's like, well, because I don't want it. I'm super into basketball NBA history, especially since 89. Well, I was born in 79. Well, I was born in 78, so I start right before your interest. All right, so hold on, we'll close this. All right, do I have let me see something here. No, I don't. Okay, I don't have anything for that. Okay. So, transition. You do you, Uncle. We always have your back. Anthem wasn't cool enough to hold along. Yeah, 6. I just thought that the whole scheduling, the game itself, I have no real interest in. Maybe it'll be super cool. We'll find out if and when I ever bother to check it out. I just thought that the whole idea of scheduling, turning the release of a video game into an event, manufacturing is like manufacturing hype. Okay. Viewer topics portion. So if you guys have anything that you want to discuss, I know that Arway has a topic. But yeah, if you guys have anything you want to discuss, any questions that you want to ask me, whether specific stuff that's going on or anything like that, feel free to do so. The game looks interesting, but the marketing and the scheduling is garbage. Yeah, and the marketing is a little weird. Like, I think they're focusing very strongly on word of mouth, and I really think we need a little bit more than that. I saw from Game Explain that there will be a new game that fans would be delighted to see. What are your thoughts on what it would be? I did see that. Yeah, Nintendo made some sort of weird announcement that there would be an announcement for a game coming that fans would be happy to see, that there's something in the works. This could be a few different things. This could be Pikmin 4. But I don't think that the fan base for that is so gigantic as to say fans would be happy to see it. It could be F-Zero. I think F-Zero would raise a lot more interest than that. Now, the one that I do think would drive people bananas, the one that pops up in the most random places, and I love it for doing it. Mother. I see a couple people saying Mother 3 there. What if it's not Mother 3? What if they're developing Mother 4? And we're going to get a Mother compilation. Earthbound Beginnings, Earthbound, Mother 3. All in one compilation released before Mother 4. People would lose their minds. What's that? Latimer asking important. Why do hot dogs come in packs of 8, but buns come in packs of 10? Typically, to make you buy more of them, you would need to buy several packs of each in order to balance it out. See? Ace 5, there you go. Release another Mother game in the States, you cowards. What if they release them all? Teasing my nostalgia boner. I want a Metroid Prime trilogy for the Switch. I think that a Metroid Prime trilogy could be in development. I know that given the news, given the timing that this just came out, because we just got the news that Metroid Prime 4's development was completely scrapped and restarted with Retro Studios, by the way, which we discussed last week, so I'm super excited about that. Given the timing of that, I'm inclined to also think that it could be a Metroid Prime trilogy that they're developing, that they are getting ready to be released. If you're talking about a franchise that hasn't been touched in a while, then yes, I would say Mother 4 is being developed with a Mother compilation getting ready to be brought out. That is my long shot guess. Paper Mario collection. Latimer, if it's a Paper Mario collection, I might pee my pants. I would love a Paper Mario collection. A Paper Mario 64, Thousand Year Door, Super Paper Mario, all on one game. Oh, yes. Is the Mother series really that good? Rocky Bear, I don't see the appeal. Like I've said, I've tried to play Earthbound several times, and I can't get into it. Maybe I need to sit down and force myself into it a little bit more. But I know that people love it. I know that people absolutely love it. And it does seem very charming. It does seem very delightful. Ooh, Arwing, Mario Galaxy 3. That would drive people up the wall. I think people, in a good way. I want Metroid Prime Trilogy with GameCube controller support. You know what I want out of Metroid Prime Trilogy? I want one thing out of Metroid Prime Trilogy. Could we please make it so that when she gets the phase-on suit in the first game, that when she's writhing because it's like bubbling over her and it goes away, that she does the pose? They took that out. In the GameCube one, she's writhing in pain, and then when the pain stops, she goes and she poses with the gun, with her arm cannon. In the Wii trilogy version, she writhing and then she stands up and she's like, she does this, I think. It's like, give me the pose. Sequel to Final Fantasy Tactics? I don't know. Do you want to mess with gold like that? There's just so many choices that this could be. And this is, this is the genius of Nintendo. This is why, one of the reasons I love Nintendo. Nintendo is the king of hype. All they had to say was, we're working on a game that'll make certain fans happy. And we're all now foaming at the mouth as to what we want to see. They literally gave zero indication of what it could be. But now everybody's brain is moving at 100 miles an hour trying to figure this out. This is the joy of Nintendo. This is the excitement that they bring. It's like Christmas morning. You know, when you were a little kid and you come downstairs and you don't actually know what you got, so you can't wait. This is what Nintendo recreates. This is why people remember them so fondly and think of them so fondly. Because it could be, I would laugh if it's a new IP. See, I don't think it'll be a new IP because of the way that they talked about it, that certain fans would be happy. That means that a fan base already exists for whatever they're referring to. So I think that they will definitely, it's going to be something not new. I think Nintendo would be very quick to say, we're developing something like you've never seen before. I think that's the sort of thing that Nintendo would say, because then people would be foaming at the mouth of, oh my God, what haven't we seen before? Nintendo, we're making games. People, do I have a gift for people going crazy? I don't think I have a gift for people going crazy. Oh yeah, here we go. It's like Nintendo comes up and says, "Hey, everybody, hi, I'm Reggie Fils-Aimé, and I wanted you to know that here at Nintendo, we're working on something." There you go. That's it. That's basically how announcements work for Nintendo. We're making Nintendo's going back to making Hanafuda playing cards again. Yeah, the original Tactics is the original Tactics owned by Sony, or is it owned by Square Enix? Or Squaresoft at the time. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night just had its ESRB rating revealed. Also, did you see yesterday? I did not see yesterday's update. I haven't been following it. I haven't been following Bloodstained. We're making a new game. Oh, okay, Nintendo, we're making a new. Oh my God, take our money. It could be any number of things. There was I had a joke last year, I think it was, for E3 or for one of the events, where Reggie comes up to the stage. What if they announce Smash Anime? I don't think they'll worry about that. Sort of related topic. Yeah, I don't think they would worry about Smash Anime. At the same time, I think people would go crazy for it. But yeah, I had a thing where it was like Reggie comes on stage and he's like, "Here at Nintendo, we want to make sure that we're leading the way forward, but we also don't want to forget our old franchises. Franchises such as Metroid and Mother are something that we're very much looking forward to working with in the future. That's why." And then in the background, like a giant 4 is appearing. And it's like rising, and people are like, "Oh my God, Metroid Prime 4, Mother 4," and then he just goes, "That's why we're releasing 4 new Mitomo costumes." I'm more of a new Nintendo fan, and even then, it's very casual. Yeah, Elements. Nintendo has a reputation for nostalgia, for being an old friend, but also for new. I don't know, more original ideas in a way. I know that seems a little bit weird, but not original, just whimsical for me, where it's more interesting. You know, no other company was going to release Splatoon and turn it into a big deal. You know what I mean? Squid kids that shoot ink at each other. Like, it was Nintendo that had to do that. If any other company tried to do that, if Sony tried to release Splatoon, people would have said, okay, it's kind of fun, but it's a little weird. You know, why would they do something like that? But Nintendo, when you say that that's a Nintendo game, people say, oh yeah, that's right up their alley. That's exactly what I expect from Nintendo. So they give it more of a chance, and it works better. Nintendo is the Disney of video games, but in a good way. Yeah, I pretty much. They can try a bunch of different things, and people like when Nintendo tries different things, whether they succeed or fail, because it's Nintendo, and we expect them to do that. That's what Nintendo does. Nintendo releases goofy, gimmicky systems. Nintendo releases gimmicky controllers. They release goofy games that have a bizarre premise, but they're bright and colorful. You're not sure if it's for kids or for grown-ups. Like, that's what Nintendo does. You know, but they're kings of hype. They know how to generate the hype more than anybody else. And even when they make these silly things, they function very well. I'll go back to Bayonetta. Bayonetta on not Bayonetta, Splatoon. Splatoon on paper is ridiculous. Let's all be honest here. It's ridiculous. But Nintendo is the company that knows how to make it work. And it has worked. It's worked fantastically. On their site, just copyright for on their site, it just has copyright for SE for FF Tactics, Tactics Advance, and A2. Oh, okay. I don't care where it comes out. I want a remastered Tactics. I don't care where it happens. I miss when the game industry as a whole used to try to earnestly innovate. Yeah, now it's just Nintendo and indie devs. We talked about Anthem already, where Anthem it looks like a lot of the other stuff that's coming out, and that's and don't let's be clear. Games like Anthem look like all the other same things because it sells. It's what people are buying. Battlefield and Call of Duty and Destiny and Anthem and Titanfall, all of these games, they are selling. They are making money. So they'll keep making that stuff. If they did a remake of Tactics, better be with the War of the Lions in it. See, I don't like the I like the extra War of the Lions battles, the stuff from the PSP game, but I want the original Tactics. I want the original text. We did. It was called War of the Lions. Yeah, I want the original text. That's my biggest thing. Nintendo saved the video game industry once from bankruptcy and again from boredom in 2017. I can't remember the last time my PS4 was used as a game console. It's a glorified Netflix box. Nintendo on my Linux PC. Let me play. Only because you play PC. I don't play PC. But yeah, I play like Fortnite. I think Fortnite's the last game I played on PS4. The secret text. Have an option to have the OG text or the War of the Lion textbook. Yeah, there we go. Problem solved. Just give me the extra War of the Lions battle scenes, because there were a few extra battles, and we're good. And call the calculator a calculator again. Don't call him arithmetic. Or no, he was calculator. They called it arithmetic. Call it math skill. I know it's a dumb change. Just put it back. Sorry, my tactics is showing. Suddenly I'm wanting a full Square Enix collection on the Switch. Oh my god. Tactics Advance, and A2 on the Switch. Oh yeah. An option to swap between translation like remastered games out. Yeah. I'll kill you with the power of math. Well, Sean, you were here. You've seen. That is exactly what we did, is we killed with the power of math. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to go through that game again. Maybe another late night, all night stream, and we'll just play Tactics as much as possible. I'll bust out the Game Shark, and we'll play some Final Fantasy Tactics. Lewd. Destiny fanboys are losing their minds because the last word, one of Destiny's most famous weapons, recently came back out and they changed the gun slightly. Oh, okay. Destiny fanboy. I don't know that I've ever met one. Disgaea or Final Fantasy Tactics? Final Fantasy Tactics. But although admittedly I only played the first Disgaea. All the Final Fantasy games on the Switch with their PC cheat code thing. Yeah, the Steam versions, I think, have built-in Game Shark cheats. For Final Fantasy VII, at least. I never finished Tactics. Oh, you're missing out. Missing out on a great ending. Let's do a run of Vagrant Story. Oh. For example, Nintendo did a new style of fighting game known as Smash Brothers that was wildly successful. Meanwhile, other companies like Sony tried a style of fighting game and it ranged from okay to terrible. Yeah, because PlayStation All Stars, and I don't know, it's like a weak Smash clone. It just didn't work. You need Nintendo to do this stuff. Could you imagine if Sony hired Nintendo to make a Smash style game for Sony? Like, here, use Sony characters. I knew a guy that was addicted to Destiny. He played to the point where his wife actually left him. I'm going to guess there was some other stuff going on in that relationship. I'm a Destiny fanboy. I'm sorry. I seem to have hurt some people's feelings. You had to have known that was coming. 7, 9, and 10 have the PC boosters. If they have them. Oh my God, a Squaresoft Enix RPG compilation. All right, guys, I'm gonna head out. Later, Rocky Bear. Have a good one. But yeah, if anybody else has any questions or anything, feel free. Truth be told, I think we'll probably just wrap it up here. I don't know. Like I said, don't tore my heart. Yeah, it's Squaresoft compilation of one cart that has Chrono Trigger, Secret of Mana, throw a couple extras in. Don't worry about the Final Fantasy games. There was another series that they did, and throw a translated Bahamut Lagoon in there. Do you think we'll get those Android, iOS ports of the OG Dragon Quest game? I don't know, on the Switch. I think so. I wonder if Dragon Quest 11 did well enough in the US that they would consider bringing that over. I feel like there's enough of a fan base to start bringing more Dragon Quest stuff over here. But I think so. I think that's a strong possibility. SNES, throw SNES and PS1 Squaresoft games. Just throw them in there. Oh, thoughts on the Wii Shop closing? Opinion on Legend of Dragoon. Let's do thoughts on the Wii Shop closing. The Wii Shop closing is a prime example of game preservation, of buying physical games and making sure that you have them for all time, because services don't last forever, and when they shut a service down, you lose all the games that come with it. I mean, you pour one out for the Wii Shop, but it is old. It should have been, it's dead. So that's fine. Like that's understandable that was going to happen, but the fact that you lost a lot of stuff that you're never ever going to see anywhere else ever again is sad. And like I said, and it's a great argument for the idea of video game preservation. Hey, can you say hello? It's your boy Anomaly from Sweden. Hello, Kraz Miro? Hello. Opinion of the Legend of Dragoon. Legend of Dragoon. I bought Legend of Dragoon the day it came out. There was a special at EB. I think it was Electronics Boutique. Everybody will wait till after the show and then check out Anomaly on YouTube. Or not whatever. They had a special, like, you trade in some games, so we bought some cheap used games and we traded them in and we got Legend of Dragoon, and I sold it the same day. I didn't like it. Maybe I should have given it a longer try, but I played it for about 4 hours. I just was not a fan of it. Something about the characters and the voice work I thought was a little hokey. I don't know. For some reason, I wasn't a fan of the game. Maybe, like I said, maybe I need to see it more now. Maybe I need to try it again with older eyes so that I can look past some of the goofy stuff. Like I said, I didn't like the voice work. There were some things that I did for some reason. You know what? I always remembered there's like a stream at the beginning of the game, and I always remember that the effect was very good. Graphically, the game was fine. I thought it looked very nice and it was well detailed, but for some reason, I didn't like it. And I know I'm hurting feelings, but like with any personal record, yeah, you always want to keep physical copies. I was a bigger fan of Xenogears than of I liked Xenogears. I really enjoyed Xenogears. Here's a question: how are you doing? Jeffersoni, I'm doing all right. Little tired from this morning, but doing okay. The story was average. However, the battle system I found the most interesting in that game, and why I keep going back. Yeah, they had the battle system where like the thing would close in and you would have to hit it at the right moment. I remember that, and I remember thinking that was a good check anomaly, man. Well, I mean, we can't do it now. We have we're in the middle of a show, but I will check it out later. How about that? I will do my best to actually check it out later. From an RPG at that time, it probably had one of the most interactive battle systems, relatively speaking. Yeah, and I like an interactive battle system. I do like when the battle system requires a little bit more attention. I can tell you, here's my problem with that. I like when the battle system is more interactive and requires more attention when the battles are important. When I'm grinding for XP and I'm killing my 100th slime in the last hour, I don't need an ultra complex interactive battle system. If I need to grind for experience like that, just let me push a button. Just let me hit fight so that the fight can be over. I mean, realistically, I shouldn't even be getting into small battles. Yet another game idea for you to stream. Well, if I can find a copy of the game, I would probably try it out. What is my opinion on CSGO? I don't have a lot of experience with CSGO. I typically don't play the ultra realistic, what I call military simulation. It uses all real guns. It uses all real settings. It tries to look like a real combat situation as much as possible. I typically don't play that. I do know one important thing about CSGO, other than the fact that it runs very easily. I do play Fortnite. I'm not the best at Fortnite, and I'm not like I play 10 hours a day or anything like that, but I do play it. One thing I have heard is there like weapon bloom, where when you hold an automatic weapon down, the spread widens. So it's basically a detractor so that you don't shoot. I have heard that CSGO doesn't really have weapon bloom. And lift, I don't know about lift. When you fire the gun and the gun lifts, if you fire again too quickly, instead of shooting here, you're going to shoot a little bit up here because that's the recoil is what I'm thinking of when it comes to lift. Weapon bloom and recoil, I think, are two different things to me. Recoil to me affects the up. That's where I get recoil from. Weapon bloom is the spread of a machine gun shot within a certain range. It's why you would never use an SMG on a long range target, because no matter how accurate you're trying to be, when you hold that button down and you spray and pray, you're putting your life in the hands of a gun that's going to shoot in a range this big. CSGO does actually have it. See, yeah, I've always heard that it was very muted in CSGO. That, to me, I don't like. I like a little bit of realism. I need consequence. If there's no bloom, I'm just going to use an SMG and I'm going to fire from as far as I can because it's not going to matter. But yeah, if it has it, that's a much better thing for me. I don't know. I wouldn't mind giving it a try. I know that but in CS:GO you have to tap fire. Yeah, see, Fortnite has got me tap firing. I don't know. It seems interesting enough, but yeah, I was never like Call of Duty and Battlefield. I was never really into what I call military simulation, which is why I like Fortnite. It uses real looking guns and guns that are based on real life guns, but because of the way everything functions, the building aspect of it, like all of that stuff, is way more interesting to me. So I get my shoot kill, but I also get to do it while I'm dressed like a snowman. You know what I mean? That's what I need. I need this is the best way to say it. I need a more delightful aesthetic to help carry me through a game. And all those military simulation games, they all look the same to me. It's all everything is supposed to look desolate and destroyed and all shot up and everything, and that's not interesting to me. It doesn't work for me. Like Star Wars Battlefield, I've never played, but I would love to try it because at least the setting is a little bit more different. A little different, but even then it's the same thing. It's just everything looks destroyed and desolate in space. I think you can get through LOD without grinding. Legion of Doom. We going old school wrestling now? We talking old school wrestling, or are we talking about Legend of Dragoon? What about League? I tried League. I was not a fan of League. I think the MOBA style gaming just wasn't for me. I didn't like it. But I did, and I'll tell you what, Craze, I tried it because I liked the characters, because I saw a lot from the characters and the behaviors of the game and thought, okay, this looks really cool. But I had never played a MOBA before, so when I actually tried it, I was just like, the gameplay is just not for me. I understand why people love it. I just don't. But I love the character designs.
Your ideas are intriguing
Craze, thank you so much for the follow.
To your newsletter.
What is Kida or Kada? I think she's a lead character. She's got like the baseball cap and the thing with the face on it, bandana. She's got the one pant leg, and she's all kinds of delightful colors that I really love. She's got this retro wave sort of color neon aesthetic to her. It's her name is like K period DA or something. Fantasy shooter versus real life makes you depressed after a while. Yeah, Linux, that's kind of it. That is kind of it, actually. I have trouble separating the fantasy from the reality in a way. So when I see when I see military stuff on the evening news and then I go play Call of Duty, there's not a separation there. There's not enough separation. It looks like I'm playing the news and I feel bad. Now, when I see on the news that someone shot another person and then he built the wall to escape, maybe I'll look at Fortnite a little bit differently. But for right now, Fortnite, I get to dress as a snowman or a gingerbread man and build fake ramps that I use to run up 19 stories, jump off with a paraglider, and then land and shoot somebody with a shotgun. That works. Oh, yeah, I missed my question earlier. Thoughts on anime based on Power Rangers? Is there one? I haven't seen one. I can tell you that sounds perfect. That's something like the Power Rangers sounds like something that works perfectly in an anime, given that it's morphin time and they pull out the morpher Tyrannosaurus, all of that. That is like magical girl transformation moment. That's a perfect anime setting. October 17th it came out. Okay. If you could get a remake of any Dreamcast game, not counting Sonic Adventure, which I wouldn't count anyway, seems to be kind of confirmed, what would it be? Remake of a remake of a Dreamcast game, Evil Twin. Evil Twin on the Dreamcast. Came out in the UK. I don't think it came out anywhere else. Rye, what's up? What is going on, Rye? Did I miss something? Oh God, what happened? What did I do? I feel like I did something wrong. Oh, someone had asked a question. I'm going to repeat it. Would there be games you would like to go back to and see if your opinion changed on them for better or worse? Legend of Dragoon is a good. I don't have anything to add. It's okay, Rye. You can let other people handle it. Skies of Arcadia would be very good. A remake. Yeah, Legend of Dragoon would be a nice one to go back to, see if I still feel the same way. I hate to say it, and I know Sean's gonna love me and hate me for saying it. Vagrant Story. I thought Vagrant Story was fine. I thought that it was just a little too difficult. There was a weird sort of difficulty spike at some point. So I wouldn't mind going back and really giving it another try. Have you tried any of the Star Ocean games? Star Ocean 2 on PlayStation 1. I think I played about 10, 15 hours into it, and then I just stopped. I liked it, though. I did want to play the one on Super Nintendo, but I can't find a working ROM for it. A translated ROM for Star Ocean. I do want to play that game, because I enjoyed the one on PlayStation. For some reason, I just never got all the way through it. All right. Do you see yourself ever playing on PC? Oh, River City Ransom Underground. I don't have a fundamental hatred for PC gaming or anything. My PC, I don't like the idea of being tethered to my desk in order to play games. And as far as playing them on stream, my computer can barely handle streaming on its own. If I try and play a game at the same time, it won't work. So when I finally get a new computer, Autumn, you headed out? Gonna have to bet. Have a great day, Autumn. When I finally do get a new computer, I'm gonna still have my laptop. So what I'll be able to do is game from the laptop and stream from the PC. So I could do some PC gaming after I get the new computer. It's just, saving up money and all that stuff. Blu-ray. Skies of Arcadia would be great through. I played the PS1 one, but as far as First Star Ocean, I only played the PSP remake. Okay. Yeah, I know it was a Super Famicom game, and I tried to download it, but I can never get one that works. I'm sick of random men asking me out, getting fresh with me. Mom tells me to politely turn them down because they can react violently or stalk me. Can I just continue to rudely turn down? I mean, you say no. You say you're not interested. If they get rude, you get rude. Don't be the first one to get rude. Is my recommendation to you. Don't be the one that, hey, you don't want to go out sometime? No, get away from me. You smell. You know what I mean? Don't be the first one to get rude. If they're respectful, if they respectfully come on to you, you respectfully decline. When they start getting nasty, you start getting nasty. That's what I would always say. But, don't take my advice for it because, there are some crazy people out there. I would just steer. I would just go ahead and steer clear of everybody all the time forever. Blue Stinger. Wonder about a remake of that. I wonder if a remake of that would just be a lot like an Uncharted game. Yeah, flat out no, continue your business. Yeah, there you go. No thank you. There you go. Throw in a thank you in there. No thank you. I'm sorry, I'm not interested. That's it. That's why. Whether you're just talking to somebody or whether you are rejecting in advance, there's no reason to be rude first. But then or ignore them. I worry about the ignoring thing. A lot of people don't like to be ignored. I don't like to be ignored either. I find it very insulting, but I'm not going to get hostile about it. I just don't like it. But yeah, if I was to in my youth, well, let's be honest, I wouldn't have done it in my youth either because I was a coward. But if it ever got to the point where like, hey, I think you're attractive, I want to go out, or hey girl, what's going on? I would have appreciated, I'm just not really interested. I'm not looking for anything right now. Like, okay, that's fine. That's an okay thing. But to just act like I'm not even talking to you is way insulting. For me to say, excuse me, I thought you were looking really nice. I was wondering if we could talk a little bit. And then for you to turn around and say, no, get away from me. Yeah, I'm going to call the police. You know what I mean? Like some rude answer. That's insulting too. Just, hey, what's going on? I'm fine. I'm not really interested in talking to anybody right now. Okay. I can feel the perverted eyes all over my body. Yeah, that's unfortunate. There's not much you can do about that. I've had some attack me for ignoring them. It's probably, yeah, that's why it being ignored. And that's a thing. That's not even just a romantic advanced type thing. That's just the thing. Like, if you go to a job interview, nobody wants to hear nothing. You want to hear that you got the job, but you would also rather hear a phone call that says, we're going with somebody else right now. At least you're getting the attention. Yeah, nobody wants to hear nothing, because that's what it is. You're not hearing anything. You're hearing nothing, which is a very weird sort of semantic issue there, but there is a difference. All right. Yeah, I think that's going to do it. I think we're going to call it for today. Thank you everybody so much for stopping in. Thank you for stopping in, for hanging out, having a good time, I hope you had a good time. Having a conversation about some of this stuff. If you guys missed it, if you were late, we talked a little bit about the Switch Mini and the idea of a Switch Mini and whether we like it or not. And we talked about Anthem's ridiculous release schedule for, I don't know, whatever reason they think that it's going to build hype or something. I have no idea. I want you to spend this weekend hanging out, having some good fun, playing some good games. Play some Tecmo Bowl on Sunday. How about this? How about everybody who plays some retro games, play some Super Tecmo Bowl on Sunday. Represent the teams that are being represented this year. Who is it? I don't know. The Patriots and whoever the rest of the world is rooting for. The Rams, is it? I think, yeah, everybody's a Rams fan on Sunday. So everybody grab your not Patriots gear and go watch some football, play some Tecmo Super Bowl. Be responsible for anybody that is going out there for parties or anything like that. And if you are not going out for parties, but you're just going to be out, be mindful of other people, because there will probably be some morons out there, unfortunately. I say that, and there's literally an American football ad playing on TV right now. Yay! That's right. Boo the Patriots. Yay the Rams, because it's not the Patriots is really the best thing to say about them. Yes, but we are ending. So I want you guys to have an amazing weekend. Be safe. Monday we should be back to stream. I don't know if we're going to start a little bit later, but we'll find out. But for right now, you guys have a great one, and I will see you all next week.